Hello, everyone. It's your host, Athena Renee here, and I want to welcome you to the Unbreakable Your Comeback Code complimentary course, 3 moves that will change everything. If you have registered for the free blueprint, 3 steps to taking your power back, this is the complimentary course that goes along with that. Okay, so I want to welcome you to your first video. First and foremost, I want to say congratulations is due to you, because anytime you have went through something as traumatic as a narcissistic type of relationship, whether it has been with family, a romantic relationship, or even just your friend circle, it really takes a lot to reach out and get resources to try to get help. Not only that, but wanting to level up, right? Wanting to make that comeback. But the good news is you are in the right place at the right time. Okay? I promise you, you are in good hands, because not only am I facilitating this course and all the resources that come with the Unbreakable series, I also have not only survived, but thrived after a narcissistic relationship. So all of the pain that you feel, the whole journey, I promise you, I felt it. And one thing I want you to understand is this is not a overnight process. This is not something that you can just take a pill or flip a switch. So please understand, if that is your expectation, this is not the course for you, because it would be an absolute slap in the face and disrespectful to the journey, to all of the whole process that one goes through when they're dealing with a narcissist. Speaking from experience, I was involved for 5 years. I've known people to be involved longer due to different scenarios, such as family or even being married with children. Okay. Either way it goes, I want you to understand that the hurt that you feel, number one, I've been there. And so you have my compassion and my empathy on it. But I want you to understand, I applaud you more so, because when a narcissist leaves you, they leave you at a very low place. A lot of times, some of us, we escaped, right? We ran away. But a narcissist, they won't have that you left them, right? So a lot of times we got discarded. Okay. And discarded simply means they got a new quick fix, right, to call themselves replacing us. But we all know that we're unreplaceable. We're irreplaceable. This is why they continue to come back, no matter how many new supplies they get. Okay. But this course is all about your thriving, you leveling up after the narcissist. Because let's be clear, one thing that the narcissist does, they feed off of your misery. They feed off of your downfall. And if you show any signs that you're about to make a comeback, oh man, that is the biggest blow to their ego. And that's why we're going to get into this first part of your class. So the first part of this blueprint is all about reclaiming, because let's be real. The first thing that a narcissist will target is your confidence. Okay. And see, here's the crazy thing about a narcissist. They'll talk to you like you're not nothing. They will handle you like you're so low value, you have nothing to bring to the table. But guess what, guys? For someone to try to tear you down, that meant they had to shoot high to get you. And then when they saw that you were so genuine, see, a lot of you don't realize that your inner light, it irritates narcissist demons. I've done so much research about the narcissist because I didn't even know what it was until I got into this situation. And it was a nightmare. And it was like when I went through it, all of a sudden I started seeing all these videos about narcissists and all of these different phases. And it was crazy, right? And then so me, I want to understand, where does this come from? How can you meet somebody that mean, that literally wants to destroy you only because you care about them? It didn't make any sense to me. None whatsoever. Okay. And after doing the research and hearing all these different reasons, listen to me very carefully. I am convinced that it is a spirit. Now listen, you may not be into the metaphysical and all of these different things, but guys, obviously you're here and you know the damage that a narcissist do. You know it. So I don't have to preach to you. You already know it. For someone to be that mean, that evil, to get kicks out of seeing someone crushed and hurt, that's a spirit, guys. So anyways, like I was saying, let's be real. They don't show up just to hurt your feelings. They show up to erase you piece by piece, smile by smile, dream by dream. But they don't start by putting their hands on you. They start by feeding you seeds of doubt, right? Because their first mission is to assassinate your self-image. They want you to question yourself, right? They'll never have to, once they get you to start questioning yourself and all of these things, they'll never have to lift a finger again. You'll start destroying your own self, because a person with low confidence, they're not doing anything. They're looking for someone to direct them. So the narcissist knows that your confidence is your armor. See, they know if you have confidence, you'll still see yourself as beautiful, bold, brave, and worthy. And you won't hang around for all the stupid crap they're doing. So what do? Piece by piece, they start to downplay your success. Oh, you think you're better than anyone. You think you're better than everybody else. Or oh, this ain't nothing. I'll never forget, guys, I was sharing something with this guy that, he was a high school sweetheart. I just couldn't believe it. He was a high school crush, excuse me. I just couldn't believe it. But I was telling him about the things I was working on, because I had told him how I was proud of him as well. Man, he was, oh, that ain't nothing. Oh, this ain't nothing. I'm like, I couldn't believe it. Then they'll make you feel like you're crazy. Oh, you're overreacting. That's their favorite line. Man, you overreacting. You're just too sensitive. Right? Then they'll try to isolate you. They'll make you feel like, oh, you want nothing before me. What you gonna do after me? Don't nobody else want you. But see, that's not love. That is warfare. And your self-esteem is ground zero. And this is why the first video for you to take all of your power back from a narcissist is to reclaim your self-confidence. Because they want you to feel small. They want you to feel beneath them. Right? But here's the part that they never expected. They never expected that you're not going to just survive. You're going to reclaim everything they thought they stole. And then you're going to rebuild it, because they tried to burn it down. You're going to build it right back up, brick by brick. And this time it's going to be stronger, smarter, and unbreakable. So how do they start to tear you away chip by chip? It starts with traumatic experiences. All right. So we're talking about the first step to, reclaiming your confidence back, because that's the first target that the narcissist hit. Okay. And how does we've explored how he tears your confidence down in different ways. But the culmination of all of those things, when he downplay your efforts, make you feel like you're overreacting, you know, tell you things like, oh, nobody else will want you except me. All of these different things that narcissist does when they gaslight you, or here's the one that really used to have me jacked up. We would be having a perfect, like, now I want you to think of this as in timelines. Okay. So if I was dealing with this person for 5 years, let's just say we'll take each year in 3-month segments, because at any given time with the narcissist, something can go left. Right. So the thing that used to get me, guys, was everything would be perfect for 90 days. Right. First, it was 90-day increments. I started picking up on the patterns. It would be 90-day increments. Things would be perfect. And as soon as he felt like I was about to get comfortable, he would snatch the rug from under my feet. Guys, he did that so many times. So now you're in this survival mode, because when it's peaceful, you're looking around the corner thinking something is about to happen. Guys, that is what we call trauma. When people keep taking you through something, and now that thing, you're not even experiencing it, but you've done it so much, you've went through it so much, or it was so traumatic that one time that anything can trigger you and make you feel like you're right back there at that time. Or just the way you move different. So for an example, for a while, because every time everything was going good, even when I finally got away, when things are going well, I start to get a little nervous, like, wait a minute, something's going on. Something's about to go down. Right? I didn't even realize that was a trauma response. Okay. Now, some of you, let's talk about trauma here for a little bit, because a lot of people don't really understand trauma. And when earlier on, I did not either, but trauma, it rewires your brain to expect war and not peace. Right? See, every time you hear something about trauma, it's always been related to some event that's pretty much life-changing. We got to just call it what it is. Every time you hear the word trauma, they say, man, that was a traumatic experience, right? Whether it been a car accident, a death, or anything that is life-changing in a negative way, it is known as trauma. Why? Because trauma, it retrains your brain. It rewires your brain to treat calm as suspicious and chaos as being familiar. Okay? When you've been at war and in these different cycles so long, that's what happens. Safety starts to feel like a setup. Guys, do you know, after you're done dealing with a narcissist, if you choose to move forward and have healthy relationships, and I want you to, that is one of the best. We'll get to that later on. But when you move on happy, I'm talking about, when I say that's the best revenge, it is not tearing up the car and doing all that. No, it's moving on bigger, better, bolder, and happier, because they knew you were a good person off top. But what they did was they used your kindness against you. They used it as weakness, and they wanted to dig it out. They wanted to make you pay for being kind. They wanted to make you pay for just being authentic without having strings attached. That's what people like narcissists do. That's what they do. And when you move forward and be happy, oh man, it just tear them up. It's a slap to their ego. And we starting with reclaim. So like I said, if you decide to move forward with someone else, you have to retrain your brain. Why? Because you'll meet a good person and you'll think something's up with them. I've been there. I promise you. You will self-sabotage. It will be some people, you will run across people. Because let me tell you guys something. No matter what you go through, especially when you're moving in good intentions and you're a good person, and most of the time, unfortunately, if you have been a victim of narcissistic abuse, you either an empath or you're just someone that is very empathetic and compassionate towards others. You have a light about you. You want to see everybody win. You do good things for people with no strings attached. And those are the type of people that narcs love to get to. Why? Because you have a light, and you must understand when you have inner light, light attracts light beings, but it also attracts bugs. And this is just a part of it, right? Because you can't have good without the bad. Your blessing, your light, everything you're walking with, there's a price to be paid. But like I said, the first way you start to rebuild your life and take your power back is you want to reclaim your self-confidence. And the way you do that is you have to be intentional about rewiring your brain. People always say, oh, they should just get over it. They should just get over it. It happened so long ago. It didn't happen to them. What people don't realize is our bodies keep score no matter what we go through. Our hearts, our ears, everything. So let's say, for instance, if you come from a family that's had alcohol abuse and your grandmother, her husband used to abuse her or talk really bad to her when they were married, when she was younger, then your mother heard the same thing. She wouldn't even get the abuse directly, but she was there. Her body kept score. She was in the environment, right? Next thing you know, her daughter has had her baby. Now her baby, unconsciously, her mom is getting into arguments and different types of things on the same scope that her mother did, because she was in the environment. Guys, we are a product of our environments. And a lot of times, even if you was not in the environment, even if someone you know and connected to, they pass that spirit down to you. This is what is so strong about genetics and bloodline and energy. Guys, this is why they say we're all connected. We are all connected. And sometimes when things happen along the line, you don't know what happened, but you experience the pain of it. Or you will have things happen and you like, how the heck did that happen to me? And it's almost like you can't explain it. It is the same analogy when you go to the doctor and they ask you, does anyone in your family have a history of A, B, and C? And you might ask them, hey, why does it matter? I haven't even met my grandfather. He was dead. He died before I was born. It doesn't matter. If anyone has had a history in your family, some way, we are all connected. And these different things, they're passed down. And then what happens is it's manifested in your life. Next thing you know, you are experiencing it on the 3D. Now you have trauma and it's just continue to be passed down until you decide to be intentional about digging it out. And the way you dig it out, specifically today, we're talking about confidence, because trauma messes up your confidence. That's really one of the main things, because when you're confident, you can say, I can do this, man. Forget what happened to me. Right. But when you're confident, you're like, man, something must be wrong with me. They chose me. Maybe they're right. Nobody will ever love me. Right. They want you to be that way. So how do you dig it out? You dig it out with something called affirmations. And I know you're probably like, affirmations, that sounds corny. Guess what, guys? Affirmations is where you are retraining your brain. You're retraining your brain to get your confidence back, you have to feed yourself these things. Guys, this is why it's not good to watch a whole lot of crap on TV, to listen to a whole bunch of crap on the radio. Have you ever observed your own self? If you've watched so much news and all the negative stuff, your heart sometimes will beat fast. Your whole energy, your aura changes. You're not even there. You're in the car. And after you listen to all of this stuff for so long, You start to feel weird. Your energy changes. This is why it's called paid programming. Guys, they're programming you. So what you have to do is, now that you know you can be programmed, that means you can retrain. You can reprogram yourself. And you do that with affirmations by speaking to yourself. Okay. You have to speak to yourself to the things that you know will be. So you say, you know what? I am not what how they treated me. I'm not that person. Right? I am powerful. I am who I decide to be. And you start to speak these things over your life every single day, because it's about repetition. Guys, everything that we're talking about today is all in the same line of when they say it's 21 days to start a new habit. 21 days, because you have retrained and rewired your brain. Guys, you can look on YouTube and see how your brain, how different tracks of thought just starts to form. Guys, the brain is so powerful. The brain is so powerful. I've read books. Dr. Joe Dispenza, he was paralyzed, legs down, guys. He was paralyzed in the spinal cord. Most of the time when people are paralyzed in the spinal area, it's over with for them walking. He was paralyzed, I believe, in a ski accident. Guys, he healed his body with his mind by thinking first. Okay. And this is what affirmations is all about. You have to retrain your mind, and you get affirmations to speak to yourself about every day. Okay. And you feed yourself that. Before you know it, you will start to get your back, get your swag back, get your finesse back. You get your mojo back, and you're going to feel it. See, in the beginning, it's going to be like, man, this is not working. That's how it always is. In the beginning, you feel like, just like when you start to lift weights, you're not going to see muscle overnight, but you keep doing it, and you're going to see muscle. Soon enough, you're going to see muscle. Same thing with affirmations. So let's start here. Here's an example. Repeat after me. I am the storm that silence couldn't bury. I rise louder and freer. Here's another one. I'm done begging to be understood. From now on, I approve this message. I'm the one you can't break. Imagine if you said that every single day. I feel good just by saying it right now. I'm done begging to be understood. I mean, listen, even if you just said that, that is letting your mind, listen, I'm not looking for validation anymore. You like it or you don't. I'm done begging to be understood. See how powerful that affirmation is? Here's the cool thing about the brain. It doesn't know if you're telling the truth. It doesn't know if you're telling the truth or not. This is what's so cool about affirmations. I've used affirmations when I was losing weight, changing my career, all of those things, even becoming a wife. I use affirmations. Why? Because they work. Your mouth can speak life or death, specifically for your own self. Why not choose life? Okay. This is how you start to reclaim yourself. So if you take a look at your guide that you have for the part 1, go ahead and work through those. It's very, very simple. Won't take you a lot of time at all. Look at those, and it should be a affirmation there as well. Repeat these affirmations. Come up with your own affirmations. That is like something that happened to you, and then you want to turn it around for your own powerful statement, right? If someone said you were ugly, I am beautiful and bold. I am worthy. I'm a diamond, right? Start speaking life into yourself, because guys, I promise you, you're going to always have people that's going to doubt you, going to tell you what you're not. You have to be the one to start speaking to yourself, and it's going to grow a seed in your life. Next thing you know, people will start gravitating towards you because they'll know they can see it in you. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up video 1. This is step 1. Make sure, again, guys, it works if you work it. It works if you work it. If you don't work it, this is going to stay theory. But I promise you, it works. Okay? So until next time, I'll see you guys in video number 2. Take care.